Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the final 2 rounds of season 13 for F1. As you can see, we are at Monaco, which will be followed up by Azerbaijan for the final race of this season. Tonight, yet again, for the 10th week on the run, I'm joined by Pagani as Zumpy takes pole. How you doing, mate?
Oh, not too bad, you?
Yeah, quite excited about these two races. Two tricky street circuits, should be entertaining. I expect there's going to be a couple of bumps and bangs. You expect that at Monaco and Baku.
It will indeed. It will be difficult to get all 15 cars to the finish of both races tonight, I do believe. But yeah.
Yeah, I expect a couple will unfortunately suffer DNF. But that's just how it is around Monaco. about 20 laps around here. Especially going full pelt, trying to keep track position, you're going to expect somebody to make a mistake or two. But we have Zumpwa on pole, who took the championship. So he is our Div 1 championship winner. So good congrats to Zumpy, didn't even have to turn up tonight. But yet he chose to do so.
You know you like F1 when you choose to race Monaco and Baku in the same night.
Yeah, well tonight's a brilliant night for you, because once we're done you can delete the game.
It can't come sooner.
So I know you're happy to get these races on the run. But everyone just be making those little switches to the setup, and then we'll be getting out on track for the formation lap. I'm expecting everyone's going to go 11-11 for the front and rear wing. It seems pretty... It makes sense to me to run that. What do you reckon?
I mean, you say that, but that was never my setup. I always sort of run 8 on the front,
really?
11 on the rear. It makes it a bit more stable.
I can't drive with the front wing that low. I need it to be at the full, because I love a responsive front end. If the back snaps a little bit, I can deal with it. But when the front starts to, especially with a track like this, I don't get the exact turning I want. I start to struggle quite a lot, and I struggle a lot in general.
No, mine was also that low because I struggled with tyre temps around here, so like the lower the downforce, the less stress on the tyres, it just made them last a little bit longer for me.
I actually used to heighten the front anti-roll bar, which actually took a bit of front pressure off, and the temperatures were sort of stabilised a bit. I don't quite know why that worked, but it did. So it's the beauty of setups, you can tweak them your own little way. I can keep the front wing that I want, but make a bit of a compromise with the roll bar and lower the temperatures a little bit. But I think Zumpy is trying to get a feel for the track already on his on his formation lap. He's driving like he normally would.
Well, the last time I did Monaco, I lost my front wing because somebody reversed the hairpin. So he's hoping that doesn't happen tonight.
The second last time I drove at Monaco, a Mac course took me out. So I don't have the best of histories around here.
I think it was your Mac course.
Yeah. So we got Zumpy on pole position with onto the podium in P2. Next is Katz as P3 in that toothpaste Williams, with Switchback in P4, a good qualifying from him. I believe in practice he did say he set a 109 flat. So we should expect a good performance from Switchback. Drop zone 2, we'll be looking for a good race tonight.
Well, Lee's doing his usual, he's holding everybody back behind him.
We've got Brutus Spear in P5 with Megatron Lashat, aka Ross, in P6. T Smith 7th, Lennon in 8th with Mike in 9th. We have Lee Cole, as you mentioned, pulling off his trademark move and backing up half the grid. With Matt Mann closely followed behind. It's good qualifying for Matt Mann. He's been struggling a little bit this season to get to grips with the game. So to see him have a good quality, especially around Monaco, I'm actually really happy for him. So hopefully he can take that into the race. We have AJ in 12th, with Agent Panda 13th, Guicarp 14th, and Donzo 15th. Both Guicarp and Donzo invalidating the lap times, unfortunately.
I mean, I've just seen that Agent Panda's P13 starting spot is right in front of the bus stop, so yeah, he's off. It's a bit quicker than a bus.
So the 5 lights are out, and we've got some good starts from both Zumpy and onto the podium. Next is Cast down the inside at 1, and it looks like he's through up into P2. The Ferrari is now being attacked by Brutus, who's trying it around the outside of 2.
I was going to say, I think that Ferrari might have some ring damage, but I'm not sure. I can't get a good camera.
We can't get the best of angles so far. But yeah, that Alfa Romeo's going for it on the Ferrari. He's looking down the inside of 4.
No front wing damage, he has got a work lane.
So I must say a fairly clean lap one, as I say that
everybody
as sort of,
stopped at the hairpin.
as I say that there's a little tap of the hairpin. Not even a lap in and I've jinxed someone. But I don't think there's much front wing damage around the grid. It looks all good to me.
I must say, it looked like Switchback just stopped at the hairpin.
No, probably. For some reason, the gaps
gone.
aren't shown. Oh, it's unfortunate for Matt.
He's in the tunnel.
I don't know if that stemmed from a bit of contact because he's on the outside barrier. So that's a bit of a strange one. For some reason, we don't quite have the time gaps between everybody. We've only got about 3 cars. So you might see it was because
as is Brutus.
Yeah, there might have been a bit of contact with onto the podium on the run down to 1. He's changing front wing. He's on the hard spot.
I was going to say, I think there's a front wing change going on, but all I can see is his rear jack, man. So thanks, Codemasters.
Brilliant camera angles yet again, but Nexus Cats applying the pressure to our Div 1 champion. Only 7/10 behind, and Zumpy, throughout the past couple of weeks, has had the track record of just running away in race 1 after taking pole position. So Nexus Cats is looking good so far. Hopefully he can keep that up.
We've seen the Nexus guys run quickly around here before. I remember Nexus Iceman once winning a race by nearly 40 seconds around here.
So the Nexus lads are trying to make their own little mark on Monaco, but I think Zumpy will have different ideas. These 2 races are a bit of fun for him, as he has got his championship. So the pressure is off for Zumpy. It's not a high stakes situation he's in, but Switchback in P3, 2.8 seconds off the back of Nexus Cats. So if he wants to be in for the fight of this win around Monaco, he's got to pick up the pace a bit. What's happening?
Megatron tapped the wall through to back. He's got wing damage.
Oh, fortunate for Ross. Got a bit of wing damage from the 3rd sector.
Oh, Zumpy's in.
Okay. He's on the set of mediums, so I don't quite know why.
He didn't change his front wing.
Did he have damage?
He didn't change it, so...
No, he doesn't have damage. Interesting strategy from Zumpy. Pitting in on lap 2 for a set of mediums. Now, I don't know if that's something to do with tyre temperatures, but I don't think they'd go up that much, only in 2 laps. So it's an interesting one to see how we can manage Nexus Cats. Obviously Nexus Cats might have to pit in this lap, otherwise he's under threat of Zumpy using the undercut to pull away from him.
Oh, I've got a yellow flag going around the hairpin, but I'm not sure who that was.
Let's have a quick little look. I can't see much. It might have been between Guicarp, Donzo and Agent Pandas. Those 3 have just went through the hairpin.
It might have been Mikey. He's only got half a front wing.
That might make a bit of sense. Unfortunate for Mike, only 3 laps in. He's got a bit of wing damage. It's just the nature of the track. A tiny little mistake. Going a little bit hot into the hairpin can cost you half of your front wing, which I think might possibly be the situation for Mike. Unfortunately, he's going to have to pop in the pits for a new front wing. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3.
Swimming pool.
I didn't quite see anything. Agent Panda's, he's got a full front wing, so he's okay there.
Oh, Guy doesn't. Guy's got wing damage.
Been an incident with Guy Carp, unfortunately. It's went full Guy.
Mikey's in to change that front wing.
Yeah, he is indeed. He's on a set of mediums as well.
Enough, onto the podium, he's gone onto the hard tyre after his early wing damage. The only car to do so, everyone else who has pitted has gone onto the mediums.
Yeah, Connor looks like he'll be looking to go to the end of the race in that hard, and with it being the harder compound, wears out less and it takes longer to heat up, so I think that might be a bit of a factor in the decision for choosing the hard tyre, but he does have Agent Panda to get past, and he has got Brutus right back of him.
That the mediums did tend to do most of a race by themselves in a 50% race, so...
It'll be interesting to see how they go around a 25%. Right, switch back with him. He's on a set of mediums too. So Switchback has had some contact with the wall, unfortunately. It's going to cost him 7 seconds. He won't be too happy about that. So let's see, Zumpy is right on the back of Lico. So he'll be trying to figure out a way to get through. He's on a fresher tyre. A cooler tyre as well. Thought he was going for the inside up the hill. Zumpy trying to figure out a way to get past Lee. Got very close to that Armco barrier.
Little bit of walk on that from Zumpy.
Yeah, it looks like he's still got his front wing, so he's okay for now. There's no damage to the car.
Lee's gone deep into the hairpin, making it slow.
Lee Cole's starting to struggle a bit on that soft tyre. He's been on it for 5 laps now. It's going to be heating up a bit. Backwards.
No.
Lee Cole fighting the car up in the tunnel, trying to keep it in a straight line.
Some people deep again.
Yeah, it just shows how much Lee's struggling on that soft compound.
Got the overlap. No one wants to give way. Lee eventually does. Zumpy through.
Yeah, Lee had his hand forced there. Zumpy forcing a way through at the back. I believe it was. Yep. So that's Zumpy up into P5. That little endeavour behind Lee Cole would have cost him time.
Into the pit lane.
Who is, sorry?
Famous for once having Martin Brundle on his head.
The podium's lagged out.
Oh, what a shame. And his car's also coming to pit lane.
It's unfortunate for Connor. But we've got Paul in the background giving a Ron Swanson giggle.
It just coincides with him getting front wing damage. What a shame that is.
So we've got Mikey and Lee Cole both very close together on track. Mike on 2 lap older mediums. So Lee Cole will be trying to find his way through. He's already close to the back of him in the 3rd sector. So I expect there'll be a little battle coming up here.
Lee's tagged the wall.
He hasn't got damage, so he's gone off lucky.
How has Mikey got a penalty? Mikey's got a penalty for cutting the hairpin.
Yeah, trying to use that curve to basically take away a bit of the narrowness of the corner. Fortunately, he's done a bit too much. He has indeed. He was pushing to get a gap towards Lennon. So he had a 6.5 second gap before he pit in. Well, and he's out in P4 cleaner.
Zumpy.
He has indeed. That time behind Lee Cole, I suspect, was part of that reason that Nexus Cats has managed to make that undercut work. Sorry, overcut, not an undercut. So Zumpy's got a bit of work to do, 4.5 seconds.
He Schumachered it.
Unfortunately, Lee Cole doesn't have any damage, so I think he's just hit the inside of that barrier. It's very easy to do.
Back in the pits for some more mediums and another front wing.
It's a tough race for Mikey, unfortunately. There's one thing to point out though, everyone scores points. That's happened.
Tom was very sideways coming up the chicane.
Tom's doing it in style. It's his 2nd race week this season, so he's doing good to be currently in P2 currently.
Lennon is in, Tom is in.
Tom taking his time into the pits, doesn't want a 5-second penalty.
Megatron is also in this, will promote Nexus Cats back to the race lead.
He is as well. So this overcut paid off fantastically for Nexus Cats. He's currently leading the Monaco Grand Prix. We are 8 laps into the race. And the podium suffering connection issues. So we've got T. Smith coming out the pits, so is Ross. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Don't quite know what that's for, it's not showing anything on the map. Obviously we do have this radar on the side, it's not helping much. It says we've got a yellow flag in sector 2, but I can't see an issue with anyone's icons. So a little flick through the map, see what's going on. Got Mikey, a fantastic camera angle through the swimming pool section. Mike using as much track as he can, getting as close to those barriers, trying to find those milliseconds through the 3rd sector.
Well, switch back, try to do the undercut, but he's, what, a 2nd behind Lennon now? So, I'm going to see if fight between these two. Also switch back with the early wing damage. Change it in pit lane.
Well, we got a very punchy Brutus, he's in P5. He was looking very aggressive off the start, trying to get that position. Switch back.
For a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, just cutting that inside of the left hand after that fast chicane.
Yellow flag.
Whereabouts?
It's Ross, aka Megatron, a shot at the chicane. I don't know if he's clipped the wall on the inside and gone for a spin.
Oh, he's hit the wall.
Clipped the wall at the back.
That's damage. That's damage to the front right end plate. Unfortunate for Ross.
He was planning on only doing half a lap tonight and crashing then, so he's managed to get 9 times as far, so...
He should be proud of himself. Aaron in the chat saying he hopes switchback crashes. That's typical from Aaron. But with it being Monaco, Aaron, you might be quids in tonight. You might very well hit the barrier.
I think everybody wants switchback to crash at some point.
Yeah, it's trademark. We all love it when switchback has a bad race.
Well, Nexus Cat was 4 seconds ahead of Zumpy when he came out of the pits. It's now 8.4.
So Zumpy must have had a moment somewhere, because you don't just drop 4 seconds like that. But he's got Lennon on the back of him, and switchback is still very close to Lennon. He is within a second. So he's in that DRS range. Obviously it doesn't do an awful lot around Monaco. So you'll need to be really close behind Lennon to make use of that DRS. And a lower front wing might be...
Nexus Cat has set fastest lap.
He has indeed. So a lower front wing, if switchback is running a lower front wing than Lennon, might be a factor in switchback getting up into P3, but we never know. And my telemetries aren't working in my favour tonight, they're not showing fastest laps. So good old Cole Masters gain. Donzo getting the 3-second penalty in sector 3.
We've got a yellow flag. Agent Panda at the hairpin.
Yeah.
He got damage. He has.
Has he? I don't think I can see it. Yeah, front right, unfortunately. 9.2 seconds for Nexus Cats. 3 seconds separating Ross and Zumpy. Lennon and Zumpy. Switchback. 4 tenths.
He's right on the back of Lennon now.
Yeah, switchback's looking good so far.
Not so bad Monaco when you're running by yourself, but running so close to the car in front, it can make you miss a braking point here and there. Miss a turning point and you're in trouble.
It's one of those things that you want to go as quick as you can to try and get up to that car in front and overtake. But then there's also that issue of you don't exactly want to zone in on the car in front and then follow them into any little mistake, because that could be the difference on you not being able to capitalise on maybe a driver having a little bit of a bump on the wall. And if you're really zoned in on them, you might follow him into having that bump on the wall. Then the both of you might end up in damage. So around here, it's more of a mental race than a physical race. We really need to be on the ball mentally.
It is indeed. Well,
he called a 3-second penalty.
Little further back, you've got AJ and Donzo. There's only 7 tenths between them, and Donzo's been closing up the last couple of laps, and beginning to put AJ under some pressure now for 10th place.
Yeah, AJ making contact with the wall from to backs definitely allowed Donzo to close that gap up a bit. So there'll be a battle with those two soon. But we'll go back on board with... Oh, sorry, I thought... We see a battle here. We have Ross... Oh, sorry, it's not a battle. It's Ross coming through to lap Agent Panda. So switch back. Still very close to Lennon. Only 5 tenths. So we're staying within range now. They're so close to those barriers around Monaco when you're trying to push the car. It's quite impressive to see. We've got a fantastic camera angle for once. So, got a brilliant camera angle of everyone flowing through the 3rd sector. A nice aerial shot we had, but we're back on track.
Nexus Cat is pulling away from Zumpy up front.
Yeah, 10.2 seconds almost. Yeah, no. Sorry, sore throat. We have Nexus Cat. It happens when you scout. So apparently, from Aaron's comments, I sound like I'm trying to get up phlegm the entire time, which is not very nice. So we've got Nexus Cat, he's in the flow.
What can switchback do against Lennon?
He's going to have to figure something out. He's right up the back and he will be in the slipstream under the tunnel. So it could open up an opportunity for the chicane, the Novell chicane. I said too far back to try and move unless he wants to attempt a Verstappen, which he doesn't.
Ooh, Lennon very close to the wall on the inside.
Lennon tempting fate tonight, trying to keep in front of switchback. We're 8 laps left to go in this race.
Oh. I mean, before Lennon tagged the wall through the swimming pool, he was closing up on the back of Zumpy, so...
He was indeed. It's 2 seconds between the two, and he has closed that by a second in the past couple laps.
Donzo's still putting AJ under pressure. Right on the back. Can he get a move coming into the chicane?
He'll definitely be looking for one, but oversteered though.
he clipped the wall on the inside, just trying to get the power down, which hasn't given him the best exits. So, but he is still closing, so...
Yeah, Sniff's doing
However, Mikey's coming into this, he's less than a second behind now, as he's on the podium.
Mikey onto the podium looking to get stuck in on this battle, a four-way battle for P10. Then Donzo with that little contact with the wall before the tunnel. It's cost him that little bit of time. So if he wanted to look for... Oh no, that's Mike in the wall. He's done a Schumacher. So he's lost half a front wing and he's carried on. Mikey just either hitting that brake too late or hitting the brake too hard. Could have possibly locked up those tyres. Donzo nearly hit the wall.
He went very deep into turn one. I think he glanced the wall.
He's lucky to have no
He
damage.
Might have front wing damage. He might on the right hand side.
Right. So it's going to make Donzo's efforts even more troublesome. He is right in the back of AJ though. His teammate only a couple of tenths behind.
His teammate is right behind him. Can he stay in the session to the end of the race? That's the question.
So hopefully Donzo can get a good run out of this right-hander, but he lets his teammate by. So as the podium, he's looking to try and get past AJ. Well, take him a couple of laps to get up front. We'll go on board to Brutus. We'll switch back to Lennon. So close between the two.
The battle for third place is rapidly gaining on the car in second. Zumpy is falling back into this trap. We got a good first sector, so...
Nexus Cats has gained that advantage to 11.3 seconds. So unless he has a mistake, he's in the clear.
I've blatantly just seen Lennon just not even try to make the chicane. He's just gone straight across it. Well,
desperate times go for desperate measures.
The switchback picks up another penalty.
Those penalties could work out, or they could work against the switchback at the end of this race if he doesn't be careful. But we've got Mike in the pits, I believe. Yeah, he's changing that front wing. He's on a set of softs.
I think Adrian Panda's been in the wall at hairpin again. He's got wing damage again, unfortunately.
Let's see as he comes out the tunnel down to Novel chicane. Front right wing damage, so he'll be pitting in later this lap, I expect. Let's go back on board to this battle for P3. Both Lennon and Switchback very close towards each other. They both don't have any damage, but they do have penalties. Now I'm not sure who has more penalties than the other, so it will be interesting once they cross the line in 5 laps time.
A gap that has closed up. Goy Carp is right in the back of Lee as Megatron is in the pits with some soft tyres. And onto the podium has unfortunately lagged out once again.
Onto the podium right on the back of Lee. Up the hill towards turn 2 for, I believe it's Casino Square.
Oh! I thought Goy was having a look up the inside.
Goykov trying to find any which way through past Leecon. He's definitely putting the pressure on. Trying to make life difficult for the guy in front.
Switchback still can't make any runs on Lennon. He has just tagged the wall at turn 1 and I think he's got wing damage on Switchback.
I don't
that
think
left hand
so.
end plate.
Oh, he does. Bit of damage on the front left. So unfortunate for Switchback. He was looking in a good battle for P3. But unfortunately he's damaged that wing. He's going to suffer a bit loss of downforce in the right handers.
Oh, Guy's gone deep at the back. He's tagged the wall. He's got wing damage on that right.
He made me think he licked the stamp on Lee for a minute.
he thought about it, just missed the breaking point by the smallest of margins, but that's wing damage for both Mercedes in the space of 1 lap.
So Donzo back up into P11 past his teammate who's just reconnected. So let's see. Goykarp's still pretty close to Lee, considering that he's got a bit of wing damage. So it's a good effort from Goykarp to stay with him. Switchback's actually dropped off from Lennon.
I was going to say he's already dropping back with that front wing damage. Lennon's closing up the Zumpy now.
He is indeed. So this will be a battle for P2. He's within the DRS range, as he just dropped out of it. Way to make life easy for me, Lennon. You'll be looking to close up on Zumpy.
Onto the podium and Donzo swapped once again. Donzo didn't make it hard for his teammate. Still carrying that wing damage as Donzo, so just trying to make it to the end now.
So Lennon looking to get right. Oh, he's gone a bit deep at the hairpin. He's made a bit of contact with the wall, but he's got no front wing damage. He has lost over a second though through the hairpin. That will relieve a little bit of pressure from Zumpy for now. But Lennon's only got 3 laps to make this work.
Oh, Lee's clipped the wall, the penultimate corner. It was the inside rear wheel, it did so though, so no damage, but Troy Cap is right in the back of him. And is either Renault or Megatron is rapidly getting...
Great Cops missed the breaking point!
Sent it.
Oh, he went full Goy. He's lost position to Ross as well.
Yeah. Goy realised he was either going to make contact into turn 1 or both of them were going to die. So he's pulled across the chicane, he's re-let Lee back through, which is fantastic sportsmanship from Goy.
Yeah, fantastic from Goy. He made me light-headed there. He pulled in the heave of Ranganathan through turn 1. Just went straight up the inside of there.
Has stopped to get a fresh front wing and gone on the soft tyres with a couple laps to go.
Yeah, only 2 laps to go. Oh! Oh no, Mike! Oh no! Oh no!
Did that just happen? Did I just witness that?
It happened.
Oh, that was... Ooh.
That's brutal. That's unfortunate for Donzo. Your luck can't be any worse than that. Mikey came in like a wrecking ball and took his tyre off him.
Well, Megatron is right in the back of Lee now.
Get on board with these two.
Oh,
Lee let them through. Yeah. Lee robbing us of a battle.
I'd have been fighting for position because Megatron is not going to catch Tom. He's 45 seconds down the road.
Lee trying to make life easy for himself. He's got Guikov right on the back of him again. So hopefully Guikov doesn't overshoot turn 1 again next lap. Then that'll be best case scenario. Switch back. The gap between himself and Lennon is sort of stabilised, but he's lost time to Zumpy. Zumpy's pulled out and Nexus Cats in P11. His gap sort of stabilised. He is coming up to the back of a couple lapped cars.
I was going to say, I was on board with Goy and I was wondering why everyone around him was ghosting, but it turns out Nexus Cats is right in the back of them, trying to lap them, so...
That might be part of the reason, Paul.
Yeah.
So Cats will be trying to find a way past everyone, I expect, or he might just hang back, let them have their battles, but no, down the inside of Guikop, trying to get his way through the traffic. Yes, we do have the feature on F1 that a lapped car goes into a ghosted situation. Bit of a shame that you couldn't put it as an option you can toggle on and off.
I was going to say, it does ruin some of the... Yeah. I mean, at Monaco that's part of this challenge, isn't it? Is making your way through the traffic plainly. So.
Especially when it comes... Something happens.
It's part of the game, so...
Hopefully it'll be a feature you can toggle on and off for 2020, F1 2020, when that comes out on the 10th of July. Codemasters should give me a free copy for Paul in the game tonight.
Well, I mean, if you give me a free copy, I'll throw it out the window, so, you know.
Paul, no, don't say that.
So any free copies, give it to Michael, because I'll throw them out the window if you give it to me.
So switch back. Right on the back of Lennon.
Now.
Yeah. Tyre we're starting to get Lennon, but switchback's on an older tyre. Just like to point that out, so in theory it should be switchback struggling more. Well, Lennon having a tough time so far. We'll go on board with Nexus Cat as he rounds the final corner to take his first race win of the season at the Principality of Monaco. Fantastic job from Cass tonight, managed to make the overcut work, and he's took a fantastic, commanding win at Monaco. Now Zumpy coming round in P2. We'll be a little bit disappointed with tonight's race, but P2 nevertheless, fantastic result around Monaco. Lennon P3, switchback P4. Penalties don't have a role in position. I'll be honest, I thought Brutus would be within the fight for the podium tonight, but unfortunately he's P6 behind T Smith, who got him on penalties. T Smith's P5. with Ross halfway through the lap as he
Also,
approaches the
Ross said he was
Novos
going
again.
to be out in the first half a lap tonight. He's actually the one making us wait to get to the next race, I think.
A good job from Ross tonight. Obviously, he didn't have much confidence coming in. He's done a fantastic job to get P7 with 20 laps around here, so I think he should be very happy with that.
Considering it's Monaco, we've only had 2 retirements.
It's fantastic tonight.
So, everyone who's in the race just gives him a pat on the back.
Yeah, definitely should give himself a pat on the back tonight. It's never easy around Monaco. We'll be going up to Baku next, a little bit of an easier one. Obviously you've got that castle section which is so easy to just bin it. Yeah, turn in a little bit too early and a little too late. Oh, your race is done. But we'll let the podium sequence play out. Nexus Cat is your race winner. So we'll let him spray, well, we'll let her spray a champagne tonight.
I think Baku was my penultimate last race before I quit, so yeah, it didn't go well.
It usually happens when it's one of your final races, doesn't go to plan for you.
I was in P2 at one point.
You were indeed, I remember watching that. I think my presence in the stream might have been the case.
But the safety car came out, I didn't pit, and then everybody who had pitted, yeah, they came through very quickly, and I ended up in the wall at the castle, so yeah.
Well, a free 1250 XP for me tonight for spectating the race. I'm sure that's the same for you people. An effortless bit of XP. I'm only level 5, so all the XP I can use will be...
Nothing better than leveling up for just talking for an hour. Yeah.
So we'll run through our top 10 real quick. Nexus Cats went from P3 to P1, he's your race winner, with Zumpy in P2, Lennon in 3rd with Switchback in 4th, T Smith 5th with Brutus in P6, Ross in P7 with onto the podium 8th, Lee 9th and Goikar 10th. The outside of the top 10 is AJ, Mike and I believe it was Agent Panda.
I believe so. I mean, didn't have the best race today in Panda, but he did make it to the finish.
He did, and that's the most important thing.
Obviously, you get points for finishing, so...
You do indeed. So I'll be moving on to Baku in a moment. That'll be a reverse grid, so we will have Nexus Cats at the very back of the grid with Zumpy just one position ahead, so we'll see how they can find their way through the grid. Obviously the massive, almost 2 mile long back straight at Baku lends itself to some fantastic overtaking opportunities, so the lads will be looking to try and get some moves into turn 1, and I'd expect turn 3 to also be a good spot to look at for overtakes, as it is after a DRS zone and a somewhat long straight. So what do you reckon about the next race, Pagani?
I think setup is key at Baku. I know I've basically kept the same setup since Baku came into the F1 games, and it's treated me very well. But if you run like a 1 front wing and a very low rear wing, no one can get past you in the straight, even with DRS. Yeah.
So in terms of setup, I would expect, you would expect the lads to go very low front wing to maximise the advantage down the straight, but I think some of the lads might go with maybe a 4 front wing, because you do have that middle sector that you've got to deal with. In order, see the nice twisty section in the middle of the track, you do need a bit of downforce to navigate it. So I expect a couple of the guys will go for just a little bit higher. I don't think anybody will go over a 6 front wing for Baku tonight.
I don't think anyone will go over a 3 front wing at Baku.
I will, in my career mode, we all know I'm a career mode merchant if you watch regularly. It's just how I am. I always run a 4 front wing. So that's a little from me.
I'm going to take a guess and say we might have a lobby restart here. Everyone's disappearing.
Yeah. Looks like we will. Unfortunately, not sure whether it's lag or just a bit glitch with the game, but we will be restarting the lobby in a moment, I believe. And now my battery's dead, so I can't see what's going on in the Discord chat. So I've got a restart. We will know. I'll get an invite off our league admin to get us into the new lobby, but I don't think we will so far. Oh yeah, we will.
onto the podium and everyone else is left, so I think it will be a lobby restart for definite.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a lobby restart.
Because at the moment Ross is hosting a lobby, which is never a good sign. It is live.
Yeah. Well, it's a good job Len's not hosting it, because he'd pull the lobby down single-handedly.
I was going to say, the last time I hosted a lobby, everyone was upside down. So.
Well, I think a couple seasons ago, in terms of Baku, we did have a Haas pretty much riding the wall on the outside of turn 2.
They did indeed. That was Jamie, if I believe, in.
It was indeed, in
Div
2. Yeah, it was Div 2. I believe it was Div 2.
I mean, Lee's happy he survived. So. Well done, Lee.
Well, you can't blame him. Lee crashes out of most races. The finish is fantastic for Lee.
I think that's just normal part of the case for Lee.
Yeah. It's protocol. Yep, invite sent out for the new lobby.
Indeed. Will onto the podium be able to connect to this lobby any better? Probably.
We got this load up into the new session. Just make sure the hit spectators don't get put on the car. That'd be a good idea.
I mean, I should probably race. I might finish like here. Nah, I'll probably crash.
Making your return tonight, eh, Paul?
No, for me, F1 is over. So, yeah.
You're an ex-driver, now you're a punter, Paul. How's it feel?
I feel like the Michael Owen, so the football pundit, so I just sort of say what's happening. I don't really explain it very well.
Now, as soon as you mention anything that has to do with football, Paul, you lose me. I have no idea. I only know what you're talking about when it's racing.
To be fair, English Premier League came back today, so I know a lot of people are quite happy at the moment. So.
Yeah, I muted our WhatsApp chat. I hadn't have a clue what was going on. Everyone was going on about the game, and I'm sat here, just the black sheep in the middle of everything, thinking, oh, I don't know what's going on.
We've got Pete in the chat. Evening, Pete.
Good evening, Pete. Always in here showing a bit of love, Pete. Nothing ever changes.
Well, what is going to happen in this race? Can Nexus Cats make it 2 out of 2? We've been dominating fashion at Monaco.
Yeah, we'll be looking to try and do that for the second race, but while we are having the lobby sorted out, I'd just like to mention the fact that we have an ACC championship that will be starting within a month or so, which should be exciting. Hopefully, yeah.
But no, the plan is to go ahead with it.
Yeah. If we can go ahead with it, we will. Well, in terms with, I think it's Kunos. Just if they can sort out some private lobbies or maybe a password, I think that'll make life so much easier for us to sort that out. But for those of you,
if they could just do like all the set-up costs and lobbies, it would be fine.
Yeah. Once we get it all up and running, this should be a pretty good league, I think. We've got some.
It will indeed. I'm currently mentoring 3 of our drivers. We have Mr. Joe Burns, the angriest man.
Oh, you are.
Who ever existed. We have Aaron Taylor, our league owner, and FTRL Blue Flag, aka Simon. Our admin. He's there all the time.
Yeah, we know Joe gave it large to Talk the other day on Twitter. His wife went down for 5 minutes.
Well, our league owner, Aaron, has decided to enter
a 9-hour endurance race.
In an endurance race at Bathurst.
And I won't lie,
I'm team manager.
Well, good luck with that, Paul. I'm slightly jealous. They're racing at night around Bathurst. Oh, if that was me, I'd be well in there. So if they need any tips for driving at night, well, you know who to come to.
Pete, you are listening to one half of your commentary for SEC. That will be Michael.
It is indeed.
With his scouseness.
Hey, look, okay, everyone loves the scouseness, Paul. Everyone loves it. Otherwise, I would have done 2 seasons straight of F1, alright.
Well, Lee is prepared for Baku. will we be saying well done Baku after this race is finished?
Well, Lee won't, because he'll probably have crashed.
I mean, Lee's done 20 laps. That's probably his season's best. So
Probably. Lee will be looking for a good result in the second race, no matter how much we joke about him and rip into him. We sort of love him.
I mean, this will be their last race on F1 for like 6 weeks.
It will indeed.
Yeah, everyone will want to finish on a high.
We'll have
what looks to be a dry race.
It is a dry race indeed around Baku. So yeah,
unfortunately.
Unfortunately. I was hoping it would rain on them. But yeah, it's going to be a 6-week break from tonight's race and the first race of 2020. Just want to make sure that the guys, well, it doesn't make sense to run a league within the last 3 or 4 weeks of F1 2019, and it gives the lads a nice little break, doesn't it, to recharge the batteries for the new game.
Especially with this version of the game being atrocious. So yeah, it'll give them the time off, time to rebreathe. Like, I know a lot of people are at that stage where they're just getting burnt out by the game, which, like, when you play a substandard game, like, you're going to get tired of it. So give everyone a chance to rest up, recharge the batteries, and come back fresh with a new game and hit strong.
Yeah, for a lot of lads, this is the main game, so the nice late 6-week break that we've got from F1, I think it'll be nice for them to, you know, experience some new games, whether that's racing or just different games in general. It'd be nice for them to just chill out, play some different stuff, and then come back to league racing once 2020 starts. I think that's a good solution for everyone to deal with a little bit of burnout. But we've got Mattman in pole position so far, with Donzo in P2, Agent Panda in P3. We have Mr. Mike, who, the fantastic fellow, does our thumbnails for us, so thank you very much, Mike.
Mike does a lot for FTRL, and a lot of it is people don't know it's all behind the scenes, but without Mike a lot of stuff wouldn't happen in FTRL. So.
He's a brilliant lad, glad to have him with us.
Big up Mike.
Yeah, big up Mike. Absolute legend. Hopefully he doesn't crash out this race. The AJ in P5, a great carp in 6, Lee Cole in 7, your head of F1. He'll probably bin it. We have onto the podium in P8 with Megatron Lechat, aka Ross. We have Brutus Beer in P10 with T Smith in P11. Switchbacks and a couple other guys have been reset to the grid, so there's been a little bit of contact throughout the formation lap. We've got Lennon in P13, Sumpy in 14, and Nexus Cats is your final guy in P15 because he won the last race at Monaco in a fantastic fashion, so a good job from him.
Well, we've got 4 guys starting on a medium tyre. That is Donzo onto the podium, Lennon and Zumpy. We've seen Lennon and Zumpy make it work for them, and Donzo starting P2 has a very good chance of doing well tonight.
Yeah, Lennon and Zumpy do seem to be fans of the alternate strategy. They have tried it a few times this season and it's worked out in their favour, so they'll be looking to see if they can make that work in the final race tonight. But Lee Cole being Lee Cole, he's backing up off the grid. Doing his little weaving.
Lennon was behind him and had enough of it, so he squeezed past next to the wall.
Yep. So everyone just be making their way up to their grid spots to start race 20.
I mean, it does bring you to the grid very, very slowly at Baku, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, yeah. They do indeed. It's like a 2017 Honda engine.
I was going to say, like, you could like set them off at the last corner and like, go away and make a cup of tea and you'd be back before they start.
You probably could.
We've got everybody starting to come into their positions, and now Nexus Cat's lining up at the back.
It's been nearly 6 months of me doing comms, and I've just noticed the team vitality on the halo for the Renault. Nice. So you learn something new every day. You got a good camera angle for once. Got 3, 4, 5 red lights, and they are out, and away we go. A good start from Agent Panda. He's already up into P2. He's looking for the outside of one. There's contact with Mike and Agent Panda to feed them in the wall.
No one stopped into turn 1.
Some brakes aren't working. There's
Oh, there's more
contact.
contact.
Oh, that's onto the podium gone.
I think that was on the podium with Mikey.
Oh, we have Agent Panda turned around and Matt was getting ping-ponged by everyone. So he has a Sebastian Vettel radio playing in the background.
Fully out. Mikey's driving quite slowly, letting onto the podium go, so obviously there was a little bit of contact there.
So everyone's single file now, thank God. So, Messi
Nexus Cast is in the wall.
He is indeed. Is that wing damage?
It is indeed. Somebody crashing into the back of him. That Renault
so
does not have a front wing. That's late.
Oh, Lennon trying to stick his way down the inside of that chicane. Trying to find any which way through past. Didn't quite work for him. He's stuck behind Zumpy with switchback behind him. Matt trying to stick his nose down the right-hander. Nice on board shot of Lennon going through the castle section.
Lee's got no front wing whatsoever. There's contact between Zumpy and Lee.
Does Zumpy have damage?
No front wing. I'm not sure, but Lee's... Oh, don't go side by side past Lee. He's got no front wing. Leave him alone.
There's so much going on. Lee's got no front wing. Everyone's trying to find the way around them on the flat out left-handers. It's lucky they got no damage. So Zumpy, he's went from 14th to 7th in one lap.
Donzo's had a massive shunt coming through the fast chicane.
So Donzo's gone after to get a new front wing.
I don't know how he still has a wheel. My word, that was a big crash.
Nexus Cats is into the pits. He's trying to overtake Donzo. No, Cats! Cats is drove into the wall. So Lee's not far behind. Nexus Cats as he pops into the pits. Matt up into PA. Booters in the pits for a new front wing. Set of mediums as well. It's all kicked off on the first lap of Baku.
Well, everyone from 9th down
Goycop is leading the race.
Go on, Goy!
He's went full Goy. He's set the fastest first sector.
I mean, it is lap 2, Michael.
So I don't care. It's Goycop. He's in the lead.
I mean, we have a battle of Goycop and AJ for the race lead. This is what everyone wants to see.
It is indeed. Goycop sticking it to the big guns, and that's AJ in the barrier.
AJ's gone deep into the castle.
Is that wing damage? I'm not quite sure. It is. Front right wing's gone. Unfortunate for AJ. It's going to make life a lot easier for Goycop.
So we have a battle between two rivals in 3rd and 4th, Tom and Ross. These two have been 1v1 in each other on these tracks. They've been 1v1 in each other on COD. They've been 1v1 on everything. These two are rivals to the utmost degree.
Yeah, and just to point out how competitive these two are with each other, Tom punted Ross into a barrier and then claimed he still won. So Ross has to call him the champion from now on. I don't know for how long, but it's still weird little things they have with each other.
Does AJ Pitt? He does not. He's going to try and carry on.
Ross doesn't have wing
damage.
Tom
is in pit lane.
Neither does Tommy. He is. Does he have wing damage? We will see once he gets into his pit box. I don't know. I don't think he's got damage. Oh yeah, front right. He's got damage on the right of his front wing. So unfortunate for Tom. But
Zumpy's getting past Ross.
Yeah, Zumpy doing fantastic.
Oh,
currently in P3.
Didn't look like it wanted to stop.
Goycop with a 5-second lead to AJ. It's fantastic from Goycop so far.
There's a lot of cars with front wing damage at the moment.
It's more front wing damage in the opening laps than there was at Monaco. And I'd expect there to be more at Monaco.
I mean, to be fair, at Baku you don't feel it as much because you're running with so little front downforce, but it's still going to hamper them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, that's Nexus Cats. Our previous race winner has hit the wall on the outside of turn 3 just from running wide, and he has damage to his front wing, so he will have to pit in again. Lee Cole and Donzo seem to be in their own little battle for 11th position.
Oh, does Lee have a full front wing? He's very deep in the corners at the moment.
Let's have a look.
He does still have a front wing.
He does.
Mikey's retired.
No, he doesn't. He's missing the left end plate.
Oh no.
Lee Cole's lost more front wing. Renault, I'm not happy with Lee right now. It's costing them a lot of money. 25 grand per front wing, I heard somewhere.
Ross is in pit lane. Has he got damage to match Tom? Is this what's happening now? He has
does.
indeed.
Yeah, on the right hand side of his wing. They're trying to make things interesting with each other. Make the 1v1 a proper 1v1.
Zumpy's on the back of his teammate now with DRS. Is AJ going to let him go, or are they going to have a little battle?
Well, Zumpy, he had a look into turn 3, but he's popped back behind his teammate. So it looks like they're both fighting for position. Zumpy's already won the championship, so AJ doesn't need to worry too much about the team game. But Zumpy's going to be down the inside for 5.
Indeed, AJ doesn't make it too difficult for him. But will Zumpy be able to catch Goy now? An 8-second lead Goy has made.
8.5 seconds separating Zumpy and Goy. So this will be a battle for the ages. Our champion fighting Goy Carp for the race win. You wouldn't have expected that at the start of the season.
You would not. However, that gap has come down 6/10 through the castle section.
Yeah, it seems to be like he's got a pin and he's popping my bubble so far. I will never forgive Zumpy for this.
Looking at AJ.
Yes, he's very close behind that Haas. Mikey's lagged out. Oh, he's left. He was out to DNF. Thought Mikey was still racing for a moment. Yeah, unfortunate. Tough second race for Mike.
Oh! I don't know how Matt still has a wheel. That was a very big crash with the wall. He's got wing damage. Goy Carp is in pit lane.
Battle between AJ and Switchback into turn 1. Not much AJ could do to get past Switchback actually got past AJ. So Switchback is up into P2.
But AJ is carrying slight damage.
Yeah, he is.
Very well at the moment.
He's doing a good job to hold P3. Lennon is 1.5 seconds behind him. So AJ might have a bit more defending to do soon. Matt's pitting. He is going to be getting a new front wing by... From what you told us, with them having big contact with the wall, I'm not surprised. He had to pop in for a new front wing.
Well, Goy has done the hard part. I think the hardest part about Barker was braking for turn 2 when you just want the pit lane.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't know how much grip you've got compared to different tyres. So
he's doing a good job so far, Goy Carp.
Now, Lennon is closing up on AJ.
She is indeed.
The castle section.
Only 5 seconds. Only 5/10 separating the two for P3.
Oh, I've just seen a bit of wing damage. Who was that between Lee and Donzo?
Let's have a quick look. Did you say Lee and Donzo?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Lee's lost both the end plates.
Oh, got a yellow flag sector 2. No, Goy!
These guys got
Goy
damage.
Got no front wing.
Oh, poor Goy. It was all going so well.
It was that dreaded castle section.
Unfortunately, Brutus has got past Goy Carp. Now, as commentators, we're not biased, but we're biased when it comes to Goy. So unfortunate to see his race unfold like that for him.
Lennon is trying to get past AJ in a straight line. He's got DRS. He's in overtake. AJ's coming to pit lane.
Yeah. Seems the smartest decision. Doesn't want to lose too much time in too many positions. So, smartest decision for him is to pop into the pits.
Goy has survived the fast S section with no front wing, so he'll be coming back to pit lane.
Yeah, it's... trust me from experience, going through... No, Goy! He's crashed in the pit lane!
Goy!
He's channeled his inner macros.
Oh no.
And has lost the front left in the pits. So sad for Goy. It's all going so well until he pitted in. Paul, you jinxed him.
Goy. I'm depressed though. Lee is back in pit lane with some more wing damage.
He is indeed. Switchback 2.5 seconds behind Zumpy. Zumpy is currently in P1. He does have to make a pit stop. He is running the alternate strategy. He's on the medium tyre. He will need to pit in for a set of mediums.
I mean, at this point in time, I think the battle is between Zumpy and T. Smith.
Let's get on board with them then.
Because I believe Switchback, Len and Brutus all came in early.
So who'd you say it was
I could
between
be making
Zumpy
that
and
up.
T-Smith?
I'm not entirely sure. Could be making things up.
I think you are. T-Smith's all on his own on track.
Yeah, the front three haven't pitted yet.
Yeah, not just yet.
Brutus pitted very early, so I would think Tom is probably the net race leader at the moment.
Possibly.
But Brutus is there, so I don't know. I think Brutus might be the race leader. I don't know.
Switchback.
In.
Your shopping assistant from A has popped into the pit lane for a set of medium tyres.
Lennon is also in.
Oh, Lennon's held Switchback up a bit in the pit lane.
He's on the alternate strategy, is Lennon, so he's onto the soft tyre.
He is indeed.
Brutus jumps both of them. Where's Tom? He's coming into turn one. He's going to get past Lennon, but he's going to be behind Switchback.
He has indeed. So
Brutus is... When is he going to come out?
T-Smith has split up both Switchback and Lennon. So Lennon's got a bit of extra work on his hands.
Well, we have a Ferrari battle for P9 on the podium. He's on the back of Donzo. He's on much softer tyres, but he's been on them for 5 laps now.
He has. They'll be starting to wear out a little bit. It's who was that? It was T-Smith making a bit of contact with the barrier coming out of that chicane. Doesn't have damage, so he's...
I was watching the Ferraris. Donzo pulled over to let onto the podium through. Onto the podium, went for the slipstream. Didn't realise Donzo was letting him through. There's very nearly Ferrari on Ferrari contact in a straight line.
Well, Tom has a little bit of contact with the wall coming out of turns 5 and 6, so good job. He's lucky he didn't get some wing damage. So lucky Tom, lucky Tom. There doesn't seem to be an awful lot going on the track now.
Tom was very sideways coming out with that very fast left-hander.
So let's see, flick through the grid, not an awful lot's going on. Main on-track battles we've got right now seems like it's going to be between T-Smith and Lennon. T-Smith will be, Lennon will be trying to get to Switchback. Lennon's already got past T-Smith. Switchback's going to have to do a bit of defending. He's going to have to definitely give it his best. Lennon is on the softer compounded tyre, and they've only got 5 laps left to go.
I know last week Tom T-Smith was running his ERS in automatic because he's just come back to F1, and I think he's still doing it now because the ERS is at 5%.
Yeah, it's not working out well, the manual, the automatic ERS for Tom. It's making things a little bit difficult for him in terms of energy deployment, that is. At this point in time he could just pop it up into overtake to have a nice advantage down the straight, especially when he's in the slipstream.
Well, I mean, we mentioned Switchback so close to the wall, he practically had to stop. That means Lennon is very close to DRS range now.
So you just got Mike in chat. An apology for whoever the affected in turn 1. A nice bit of sportsmanship from Mike. You all know accidents happen every now and again, so don't beat yourself up for it. Things happen.
They do indeed.
And that's just racing. Anything can happen in FTRL, and well, it usually does.
Zumpy is coming into pit lane.
He is indeed. He'll be putting on a set of mediums.
He'll be putting a set of softs on.
Sorry, not medium, softs. I'm too used to saying everyone's going from softs to mediums. I'm saying he's going from mediums to mediums.
Brutus is across the start finish line now. So Lennon's overtaking Switchback.
He's in from before the braking zone, sets the fastest lap at the 41.8.
He does, but Zumpy's got out the pits in front of him, so Brutus leads this race.
Well, Zumpy's only 1.3 seconds behind him, so I expect Zumpy will be trying to make quick work of Brutus in that Alfa Romeo.
When Brutus needs 2 good results, he had a good one earlier on. Can he make the second one to hold on to the advantage that he has in the Constructors' Championship with his teammate not being here tonight?
It is the final race of the season, so it will be gloves off for everybody wanting to get the best result they possibly can, as they won't be racing here for 6 weeks. So it's all or nothing for everyone tonight. So let's see, Tom, a little bit of oversteer coming out of that chicane just before the Castle section.
Yeah, Tom's been on his medium 6 laps. Still got to go another 4 laps. They're not going to like it.
So Lennon is 2.2 seconds behind Zumpy. So it looks like they'll be both. Looks like they might both. I can't talk tonight. Looks like they might both be in about. Oh yeah, he's dived it down. Oh, I think Brutus just let him through there.
Go.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's trying to get DRS.
Actually, it might be. That's a good point you brought up there. You might just be letting Zumpy through to get that DRS to just nick track position back on the run down to turn 1. So actually, good little bit of racecraft from Brutus there. It's quite smart.
It is, but he's still going to have to defend against DRS coming out of turn 2.
He's let Zumpy through again. I don't know if that was him letting him through or just going a bit deep on the brakes actually. Not too sure.
Zumpy's gone.
Yeah, Zumpy's gone. He overstayed in turn 2. So Zumpy is your race leader for the for round 20 of season 13. Never thought I'd be saying round 20. It's usually 17 rounds we do. The 17 and 12.
Well, usually 12 rounds. He's in the pit lane.
He is indeed.
Won those soft tyres enough.
He'll be soft as soft tyres. I suspect it'll be 11th. Yeah, he'll come out in P11.
It's going to be close with himself and Matt. Matt's coming round turn 1, up the podium's out of pit lane. Comes up P10.
Switchback end very close to the barriers through the castle section. It's lucky he didn't clip the barrier with the rear and turn the car around.
Oh, can Lennon catch onto the back of Brutus?
He's only 3/10 in DRS. He's only 3/10 outside the DRS. So it's 1.1 seconds separating both Brutus and Lennon so far. It's dropped to 1.3.
The rivalry between T. Smith and Megatron, and that gap's coming down. It was 2.2, it's now 1.2. The Renault driver is closing in.
I don't think Tom has damage. Yeah, quite often Zumpy. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. That's onto the podium. He's used the escape road. Yep, onto the podium. Just missing his braking point. Back and out of the corner. It's a smart decision from him. I actually haven't saw anyone use the escape road on this game before, so that's a new thing. Go back on board with Lennon. Let's see. 1.5 seconds on Brutus, so Brutus is holding his own fairly well to Lennon.
Yes, indeed, however, Megatron is a second away from Tom now.
Yeah. Ross closing up to his rival. He'll be trying to get P5 off him. But Tom will be doing everything he can to defend. So I think there should be a great battle between the two. And if I'm not wrong, they will be in a party with each other. I'd just like to point out a quick little funny thing before the race started with these two. Tom was trying to reset his controller and ended up turning his PS4 off. So, good old Tom being Tom. If that doesn't foreshadow tonight's races, I don't know what will.
Oh, Brutus is in the wall. I don't know if he got damage, he did not, but that's made Lennon close right up on the back of him.
Very lucky for Brutus there that he didn't get damage. He got off scotch-free on that one. But I say that, Lennon, 7/10 behind Brutus. He will be in that slipstream and he'll have the DRS. So especially with the length of this straight and the fact that DRS is kind of powerful, Brutus is under threat into turn 1, I believe. Well, he's proven me wrong already. Not for turn 1, possibly for turn 3.
Lennon with DRS barely gained on that Alfa Romeo. Switchback is in.
He's retired? Was that a castle?
He's crashed in the pit lane.
Oh no, Zach. Oh
Zach.
No. So, we won't let him live that down. It's so unfortunate for Zach tonight. He was looking in a good spot for P2. Or for a podium spot. Yeah, Aaron's going to be throwing a party tonight. Aaron will be bringing up the Copperberg.
What can Lennon do? He's running out of laps. We're on lap 12 of 13.
Well, he is very close to the back of Brutus right now. It's only 3/10. So the fact he's so close behind Brutus, he's going to have to keep it clean through the castle section.
Oh, I just saw some front wing. Tom has wing damage in front of Megatron.
Ross
He slipped the wall.
Yeah, this is going to make lives. He's gone so
Oh.
slow. That front wing damage is hampering him so much through the castle section. Ross is all over the back of him.
Flag.
Lee's crashed at one.
Turn 1.
Lee's had his own little incident at turn 1. He's P11.
Ross
Megatron Lishat is
Tom.
up at the foot.
Oh. Lennon's past Brutus.
He is indeed.
Lee's
Brutus.
down the escape road at turn 2. He's got no front wing. Everything's kicked off. Brutus is trying it again. What he did with Zombie.
He is trying his tactic with Zombie, but he's trying it on Lennon. It's looking like it might work. Lennon took him back into that slipstream. Brutus going defensive at turn 1. He's in the middle of the road. Lennon's going to try it round the outside of 1.
Lee's gone down the escape road at turn 3.
Lee's exploring the escape roads.
Oh, Lennon's got DRS on Brutus. Coming up to turn 2. Heading down to turn 3.
Not the best camera angles we're getting. But Brutus to the inside.
On the outside.
Lennon on the outside. The brakes near, makes contact with that wall.
Can Brutus stay within DRS for that last straight? That's the question now.
I believe he'll be able to. It's not going to be easy. He's going to have to be quick but safe through that castle section. He doesn't want to hit the barrier.
So Tom with that wing damage is falling back from Ross now. I know these two, they'll be trying really hard to stay within DRS, just pull each other down the straight because they want to make it a photo finish and see who wins. But
we're not even in sector 3, and Lennon is a second ahead of Brutus. So a fantastic fight for Brutus, but he couldn't quite hold Lennon off. So a fantastic battle between those two. He is 9-10.
Watch out, because he's going to be catching Lee through this S sector, and Lee's got no full wing.
So hopefully Lee doesn't crash in front of him. Well, Lee's ghosted anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah. So Lennon,
Brutus is close.
Joe Div 1 champion, coming through to take the race win in the final round of season 13 of Baku. He's going slow. So what's he doing? Oh, okay. Zumpy crossing the line in style.
But it's not going to be enough.
Can't quite get past Lennon.
Tom's closing on Megatron. Oh god.
It's getting close between the two, but Megatron's just going to have it. So close between the two. A close battle for P2 and a close battle for P4. Fantastic driving from the lads tonight.
Nexus Cat's coming at the end. Won the first race of the night. Comes P6 in the second.
AJ, a good race from himself as well. He's coming P7.
What's AJ holding up to P7? It's been a fantastic race from him tonight.
So you got Donzo coming through the fast chicane on the back straight. Will be coming through to take 8th. Yeah, unfortunately for Donzo tonight.
Races. But P8, still a nice point off in front of his teammate.
Yeah, he should still be happy with that. Onto the podium, he'll be coming through to take 9th. With Matt, he's struggled this season. I think he's new to F1, so to see him to get to the end of the race in the top 10 is, I'm happy for him. He's done a great job tonight.
I mean, he's beat Lee.
Well done to Matt. Yeah. So great job for Matt. Oh, he's hit the back of Zumpy.
Oh, that looked painful.
So we're on boards with Lee. He's probably going to use this escape road. Not quite. So Lee Cole making us wait. Unfortunate set of races for me tonight.
Probably going to be Lee. But if he can make it through the chicane, he will have finished both races, which is a change. Oh. He's getting close to the wall.
He was indeed tempting fate in 6th gear.
Now, can Lee drive in a straight line? That's the question.
We'll see. Hopefully he doesn't crash into the pit lane.
I mean,
okay, we're good.
First tonight.
So Lee crosses the line to take P7, driving through the middle of both AJ and Zumpy as if they were the ocean and he was Moses, but Moses doesn't finish, races in P11.
I'm not sure where that analogy was going, but okay.
Neither do I. I winged it.
But there's your race winner and championship winner for the season, Zumpy. Spraying his champagne. I mean, his car's only got 3 wheels in park firmly, but I don't think he cares.
If he wins, he wins. Doesn't matter what condition the car's in. Just a good job his race engineer's not called Samir, otherwise he'd be telling him he's breaking the car. So, your race winner for race 2. Well, race 2 of tonight, race 20, and the final race of this season. Zumpy is your race winner. Lennon in P2. A fantastic battle between himself and Brutus, who's in P3, just a couple of tenths behind him. The rivalry between Ross and Tom's grown as strong as ever. Both very close to each other across the line. Ross is 4th, Tom's 5th. Nessa's Cat's in 6th, with AJ in 7th. Donzo in P8, ahead of his teammate in P9. Matman P10, the fantastic racing to finish in the top 10, with Lee Cole in P11.
Obviously, we had the 4 DNFs, we had 2 in Monaco, so 6 DNFs across both races. I think it's gone very well tonight.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a lot less DNFs than I expected, to be honest, with the nature of the tracks that we're at. You'd expect that a couple of people might make a bigger mistake, but surprisingly not. You've done a great job tonight, so showing how good the drivers they can be. So, Paul, how about we shamelessly plug our next races for this week?
Cool. Well, while you start doing that, I'm going to delete your phone. So.
I was going to mention that. Have fun deleting the game. So last week the GT2 lads were racing around Lago Maggiore and Le Mans. This week they'll be driving around Sardegna Layout B and Laguna Seca for rounds 11 and 12 for season 8 of GT2. That'll be tomorrow night at 8 PM. I believe that will be yourself and Lee Cole commentating that. Am I right or am I wrong?
It might be. I'm not sure yet if I'm commentating, so don't hold me to that.
As confident as ever, Pagani. He'll love to see you.
Yeah.
So we'll have GT1 on Friday night at 8 o'clock as well, and they will be driving around the illustrious tracks of Nürburgring GP and Catalonia. So good luck, lads. That's a fun week. You did have your wet week last week, and that was a tough one. So this should be a nice, easier race week for you, I think.
In theory.
In theory, yeah. It all sounds good in theory, but execution's one thing. So next week we will have the Nations Cup on Tuesday. I'm not quite sure what track they'll be at. Do you have any idea?
That is from Laguna Seca. It will be Team USA's double point week.
It will indeed. And we have, let's see, we have Team Japan is currently on the top of the constructors' standings. Germany's not too far behind them, so they're only 8 points behind Japan. So they'll be looking to try and see if they can nab P1 in the constructors on Tuesday. And I must say, France is very close. It's actually close constructors in general.
However,
USA is just
France had a very bad double points round last week.
Yeah, so unfortunate.
11th and 13th.
Yeah, so unfortunate for them last week. On Tuesday
USA hasn't done well, but that's mainly because of Lennon, so that's fine. He's disconnected from 2 races.
Oh God.
Yeah. So unfortunate, but these things happen when you do online racing. So
this racing, anything can happen. So there won't be any F1 next Tuesday, and for the next 6 weeks, these were the final rounds of season 12. And the next time you have an F1 race to watch, that will be a couple of weeks after F1 2020 has come out. Now we don't fully know who your commentators for that will be, so I'm not too sure. There's a possibility that I might be doing it. So
there's a guarantee that it won't be me.
Yeah.
I'm not buying the game. So yeah.
So
there's a possibility. My voice, unfortunately.
There's a slight possibility that I might be doing it, but once ACC gets its private lobbies sorted out, we will be having a nice Assetto Corsa League. That will be a half-hour qualifying session with an hour race session. Obviously, for those of you who might not know, ACC is for the GT class.
That will be coming to you on a Monday.
It will
SAC.
indeed. Yeah, so qualifying, as I said, I believe that will be starting at 8 o'clock. Everyone, just for the lads who might be driving in ACC who are here, as a quick little reminder, you do need to be in the lobby for 7:45. It's a nice little reminder for you, and that will be brought to you courtesy of moi. I will be doing ACC. I think I'm quite excited for it, to be honest with you. I think it's something new.
It is indeed.
Yeah, it's a little jump into the unknown. I like it. I'm excited for it.
Till we get the game, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it looks good at the moment. Let's
say that. So that has been round 19 and round 20 of FTRL F1 Season 13, with myself and Pagani, who's already deleted the game. For those of you who have been watching, if you like the stream, please leave a like on the stream. It helps us out a lot, probably more than you think it does. If you want to see more from FTRL and you're new here, don't feel shy, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell will give you a notification every time we have a live stream pop up. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.